Hey, what's going on, guys? Welcome to our Final Fantasy Brave Exvius video, and today we're going to be reviewing Steiner and Vivi. So, first of all, Steiner, his STMR is one-handed, but it does give him some stats and some resistances and things like that, and it gives him pretty good defense. So there's that. 100% chance of physical cover, very nice, so there's no RNG involved. He has also general and physical Avian and stone mitigation, 50% on cooldown. It has 50% chance of being targeted, 150% TDH, and also 200% defense TDH, which I would recommend more. He also has 75% Avian mitigation on physical and magical, and also reflect spells for all allies on a low burst. So he has a low attack buff, 50%, kind of a joke, and his breaks are only 70%, which, I mean, a lot of units have way higher than that now, so not really going to be using him for that. You're really using him for provoking, you're using him for covering, dodge tanking, all those kind of things. Also, I'll be abusing his little burst. So there seems to be a common, I don't know who's spreading this common misconception. There it is. I couldn't get it off my tongue. It was like, you know, like a roller coaster. I couldn't get the word out. So everybody thinks that Steiner is bad because he's a 7-star. But if you go after the maintenance and you look at his kit in English on the wiki, he's not that bad. He has a few flaws. All units have flaws. No, there's no unit in this game that's perfect besides maybe Tifa and Sephiroth. Other than those, there are a lot of flaws on a lot of units. And so, yes, you have to use him with Vivi because the reason for that is we'll get into it when we talk about Vivi, but he is needed for Vivi. If you're going to use Vivi, you need to have him on your team. There's no ifs, ands, or buts. You're not going to be able to use Carbuncle because Carbuncle only does one reflect. So what am I going to give Steiner? I'm going to give him a 7.5. I think that he's good. And remember, guys, if you're new to my reviews, or not new to my reviews, just I need a reminder, 7.5 is above average. 7 is the average score. Anything below 7, I mean, I could have given him a 6, and that would be pretty bad, but I didn't. I gave him 7.5. So I think that he's good. He's a 7-star, so you have to also keep that in mind. Anyways, on to Vivi. So here is the debate. We know that Medina is going to be a thing, but there's some good things with Vivi. Let's get into it. So this is the major thing that we're going to be talking about here. His reflected black magic damage is increased by 20%, and then at tag chains, that's the strong part. You don't need 2 Vivis. If you're wondering, you don't need 2 Vivis. You just need Steiner. You need Vivi, just like in the video game, right? If you use their elemental attack, if you have them on the same team, they can do an elemental attack, right? So it's kind of like that. I think it's pretty well translated into this game, and he has 500% cap, 6 times cap with indestructible light, 100% even killers, which is unfortunately really niche. They're making a lot of units have they make a lot of units have avian killers, but like there's almost no avian bosses in the game besides maybe dark visions. Fire, ice, and lightning imbues for all allies with a 15% damage amp. So if you didn't get the Alec brothers, maybe this is a decent option for you if you need those boosts and the elemental imbues. Plus gives a chaining ability for all allies with that element. That's cool, and for dark vision that's pretty cool. I don't think I really use that much though. And arguably the highest magic count in the entire game for magic, I think I said magic, by far. The only thing you could argue is that, oh, theoretically, if you like triple cast or something like dual cast or triple cast AR, you can get high magic count as well. But I mean, just try to cast anything besides single casting AR and see how well that goes for you. I know it's possible, but it's like almost, I wouldn't say it's impossible, but it's very improbable. And most of you guys, I think, will definitely agree with that. It's very hard to do anything besides single casting AR. It breaks all the time. So theoretically, like quad casting AR chaining theoretically could be as high as Vivi, but it's not going to happen. So I do think that his is high, and that's the reason why he's so strong, is because you can fit a finisher in there, or two finishers in that chain block. So that's how strong he is with that. And now there's some negatives here, which can't get around it because all units have flaws, and I'll talk about them. No infinite turns. It's a little unfortunate because he wants to be in his Brave Shift form to do the damage, but you have to deal with it. TDH form is very low in his base form, but it's not that big of a deal because, like I just mentioned, you want to be in his Brave Shift form the most, so it's not that big of a deal. And in the future, there will be a unit called Porth or Pos, who has 200% magic TDH finally, so he will not have as big of a problem with TDH anymore with that when it comes to that. And requires Steiner to be fully effective, like I mentioned, guys, since he's casting 4 times and the Steiner's Lone Burst reflects 4 times. You need to have that. You cannot. I know people were saying this months ago, saying, "Oh, I could just use Carbuncle. I can just use, you know, stuff like that." No, you will do bad things to your team if you do this. Do not be so arrogant and say, "I'm free to play. I'm just going to use Carbuncle with Vivi. I'm not going to use Steiner because apparently I just don't like Steiner for some reason." Don't do it. Please don't do it. Do not follow your dreams. Do not do the meme. Don't do it. Just don't, because you're gonna suffer, and he basically would kill your whole team. Because I showed that off, I think, in a video, or I did that on purpose, and I killed my whole team with that. So don't do it. Don't be so arrogant and say, "Oh, I'm just gonna use Carbuncle." Ooh, no. One reflect is not enough unless you single cast it. But then, like, what's the point? You're bringing him for the high magic tag chaining count. That's what you're doing. So bring Steiner along, make him 7-star, UOC him. If you don't pull him, he's UOCable, he's worth it if you're going to use Vivi. And finally, his Lone Burst can be ignored because honestly, it's really not worth it for a small modifier increase. When really, you only have a few turns to get in his Brave Shift form. Is it worth it? I guess it's basically infinite amount of turns on his modifier buffs, but like, I've never used them. I personally have never used them. I've used Vivi a lot, and I never use them. I just feels like it's like a burden. Now I gotta waste 1 turn using a dark finishing move, and it's like, I don't want to do that. I would rather just keep seeing all the numbers on the screen instead. So I'm gonna be giving Vivi. Unfortunately, I don't like that his TDH is so low. It makes him pretty hard to build. I know Starlight Elena's STMR helps out a little bit, but it doesn't help out completely. So 8.5 is what I'm gonna be reaching for. If he was able to get a buff or something on the global side and he was able to get more TDH, that would have given him the 9. It drags him down just a little bit because the TDH is low. That means that you're not gonna be able to put as many killers on him because you're sacrificing TDH slots for killers instead. So you could sacrifice a little bit of TDH. I've done it before to fit some killers in because killers will be much better anyways. But still, I'd like to have 400% TDH and killers. So you know, I'm that kind of a person. I think global might be a little bit better. No, you can't. Never mind. Wait. Maybe with Ibarra's Vision Cardo. I think that's for females. I'm confused. I think it will help. I think hers will help a little bit. I think, right? I think the last one is for females only, but it's like the magic. It's like 50% magic or something. I just reviewed it. So yeah, let me know what you guys think about this. I went way too far. I think it was like 6 minutes just talking about Vivi, but he deserves it. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section down below. Are you gonna pull? I'm definitely gonna be pulling. Make sure to tune into my stream tomorrow or today, I guess, whenever it's gonna come out. Probably gonna be in the morning, so definitely technically today is when I will be doing the pulls, and I'll also be pulling for Ibarra on the Chinese version. Sorry. I hope to see you there, hanging with me for a little bit, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.